Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of The Fishy Blow. I am back. I'm home, and I have allergies, and they are kicking my butt like you would not believe. But I'm home. So, first off, thank you guys for putting up with my video last week, because I'm sure that was not fun to watch. It's been a while since I've done the vlogs, which is really interesting in retrospect, but I had no other choice, and I know some of you guys said that I was pretty dedicated to film in a staircase, or stairwell, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, I did. And the apartment could not, or not apartment, the hotel could not actually deal with the Wi-Fi when I was uploading it. Like 3 times I tried to upload it on YouTube and it would just fail. So I had no other choice but to post it the day after. Sorry, but I'm back now. Things are slightly back to normal, and I'm just going to tell you what's happened on the website so far. So first, on Sunday, got some posters for the Huntresses, which they are very bright and colorful and quirky, just like the movie is going to be, I assume. I don't think it's going to be that great of an action film. I've said that before. I just have this feeling that it's going to be that cute, quirky, Asian girl movie. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean. It's probably going to have some good fights in it, maybe a couple shining moments, but the rest of it's going to be really the stunt guys trying to react to the girls who are trying to fight. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm not too sure about it, but there are some posters for that, as well as the fact that Donnie Yen has opened a new company, a production company called Superhero. Now, from what I had heard, it's actually going to be for Donnie to find new talent, which I think is awesome. I think it's great that he's actually putting the effort into it, but he also has the chance to make films that he wants to do. Now, this company doesn't have like an annual quota or anything like that. It's just founded by Donnie Yen and then one other partner, I think, from Media Asia. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. But given that fact, that means that they can actually do what they want to do and do it well. So I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be great. I don't know. I'm excited to see who he chooses, how he goes through that process, what movies they're going to star in. It's going to be awesome to me. I think it's going to be really, really great. I'm glad that Donnie's taking the time and the effort to put into the industry and the genre that made him the famous star that he is. I think that's really awesome. But we'll get back to Donnie here in a little bit. Okay. On Monday, some details for Police Story 2013. There was a interview with one of the winners of The Disciple. I think it's Jack 2. Is that right? It might be wrong. I'm going kind of off of memory right here. But he did an interview, and it kind of gave us a little bit more info as to what Police Story is going to be about. And it may or may not be about a kidnapped daughter of Jackie Chan's character. I'm not too sure about that, but we know that it revolves around Jackie Chan and his daughter. They said that it's going to be more gun battles and fighting, which I'm totally fine with, and that it's going to be a different side of Jackie that we haven't seen. And I think that's totally legit. I think that given the fact that Chinese Zodiac was supposed to be Jackie's last big action film, that's expected. I just hit my my camera. Or my mic. I think it's expected that Jackie's going to be toning down and switching out the action for the drama. I'm fine with that. I think that I'm more excited about this film because of the fact that I haven't heard so much about it, that it's so much under wraps. It makes me feel like either A, they're keeping the bar low, or B, it's so story focused that they don't want to spoil anything, which would be great as well. So I'm excited for this movie. I hope that we will see a trailer here pretty soon. As we know, about a month ago, they wrapped up filming, which was really fast, and I'm hoping that we'll get a trailer here pretty soon, so fingers crossed on that. Alright, on Tuesday, did another fight of the week for Eclipse Stunts and their tribute to Dragons Forever. Don't want to say too much about it. It's a great fight, a great homage to an awesome movie. You guys should definitely check it out if you have not seen it yet, and if you have, you should watch it again because it's awesome. Alright, on top of that, on Tuesday, what you can call it Chinese Odyssey or Journey to the West. I don't know what they call it nowadays. I've seen it interchanged, like even in the Chinese web pages. But Journey to the West is very, very big right now. It's doing really well, the Stephen Chow film, except for one little thing. Stephen Chow's not in it. Well, apparently there's going to be a sequel, which is no surprise. If you've seen any Chinese film, you know that if it does relatively well, they'll pump out sequels until it's dead. Like Once Upon a Time in China. What, did I say that? No, I'm kidding. But seriously, they will. Like, they will keep making sequels. Police Story is another good example. But, so it didn't surprise me that they're making a sequel to it. What's really great about this, though, is the fact that Stephen Chow may be in the film. Like, not just directing it. There's not too many details on the script yet. They said that they're writing it and that they're hoping to add a little bit more horror into it as well as the comedy, and that Stephen Chow is considering coming back to the big screen. I think that's awesome. I don't know why he thought that he needed to get out. Like, he said he was old and all this stuff. Comedy, it doesn't matter. Like, with comedy, it's fine. Like, you can be funny and old. Like, there's a lot of old funny people. Like Betty White. Like, why is she the first person I thought of? I don't know. But, yeah, there's just no point. I don't see why he thought that he can't be in a film. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm actually more interested in the Journey to the West now than I was before, because Stephen Chow may be in the sequel. I hope it's not some like throwaway cameo, but like an actual role. That would be great. So, anyways, I may be checking that out sooner rather than later, just because of that fact. I haven't seen the movie, as you can probably tell, so I don't know if it's really that great or if it's just doing really well. But if I watch it, I'll definitely do a review for it. All right, following all of this up. Ip Man 3 may or may not happen right now. This isn't like set in stone. It's more of like kind of pulling from different interviews. But Donnie Yen, after he opened his superhero production company, was going on different interviews. My nose is so stuffed up. This sucks. Hate allergies. Alright. Anyways, so the thing is, apparently Wilson Yip is not that excited about doing an Ip Man film anymore because it's so mainstream. Everybody's done Ip Man. You know, even if you think about the past couple months, you've got Anthony Wong's Ip Man, The Grandmasters. TV show supposed to be coming out. So yeah, it's mainstream, and it's partly a double-edged sword because they made it cool, and then now it's like they can't get back into that subject matter because it's already been done so many times. I'm kind of mixed about this because, like, on one hand, it'd be awesome to see Donnie Yen play Ip Man again, but on the other, like, if Wilson Yip's not excited about it, if the director's not passionate about the film, why make it? You know, because, like, if he doesn't care, if he's not going to be into it, then there's no point in doing it. If there's not a story to be told, or if there's no good fight scenes to be made, just leave it be, let people have good memories about it, and don't beat a dead horse. Plus the fact that it's going to be in 3D, I don't know about that. I really don't know how 3D is going to work in the martial arts film, which we'll talk about here in a second again. But I can see that. I can see the fact that Donnie's not going to do it if Wilson's not going to do it. And if Wilson's not passionate about it, I don't know if I want to watch it. So at this point, it may or may not happen. It's leaning more towards the not happening side. If it does happen, I'll definitely check it out. But if it doesn't, then I'm really not that bummed about it, to be honest with you. I'd rather hear more about Special Identity at this point. Identity, Jason Bourne, Identity. That's a Jimmy Kimmel skit that probably nobody knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, Special Identity looks really good, and I want to know more about that than I do like an Ip Man 3. I can understand why they don't want to do it. So we'll see how it goes, and if Wilson Yip clarifies anything like that, who knows? Like within the coming weeks, he may say like, actually, that was all misunderstanding, or yeah, they're right, I don't want to do it. So, I mean, you got to respect your director for not wanting to do it, just the same way as Ronnie Yu didn't want to do the Crouching Tiger sequel. I can see why people choose to turn down certain projects, even though it may be a big money maker or whatever. Like it's all about creativity and what you're passionate about. Because if you don't care, then who's gonna care? Anyways, when did I get all preachy? All right. Lastly, on the news side of things, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the director for Tom Yum Goong 2, Prachad Pinkayu. Yep. In articles, you can just copy and paste names, but when you do videos, you like to say them, and I don't know how to say it. Anyways, he did an interview with Impact, and a lot of good info, not as opposed to, but in regards to, that's the word I was looking for, phrase, in regards to Tom Yum Goong 2. The main one being the drama behind the scenes or whatever. And there has been a lot of negative press about The Protector 2. I don't know why. I'm not trying to hide anything. I know that Tony Jaa had a very rough past. And obviously, like with the whole Ong Bak 2, Ong Bak 3, debacle and things like that. Like, I don't know what's true, what's not. I'm not saying Tony Jaa's perfect. I'm not saying he's a horrible person either. Stuff happened. People get over it. Obviously, they're willing to team back up with Jaa, so it must not have been that bad. But there's this whole, like, trouble on the set. There's been delays, this and this. But the director puts out a good point. When they made Ong Bak, when they made The Protector, it wasn't huge. Like, Tony Jaa wasn't big, so nobody followed it as closely as they did. I mean, Ong Bak, I think, took like 4 or 5 years to make, and The Protector took a good 2 years. So, and I knew that. Like, I knew it was going to take a while because these guys are dedicated to what they do. But now there's this whole, like, you know, there's trouble, they're over budget, they're over time, and I just think that people need to calm down and just let them do what they do, and it'll be ready when it's ready. You know, if the production companies are going to pay for it, why does it matter? I don't need a rushed martial arts film. Like, you know, back in the day when, like, Jackie took 3-4 months on one fight scene, that's the kind of dedication that I appreciate because they take the time to do it. It's not just like, well, it kind of sucks, but we'll go ahead and push it out. That's stupid. So it's the genre, it's what people are watching the film for, are the fight scenes and the action sequences. I'm fine with that. Another part of the interview was talking about the 3D aspects, and they said that they're not going to go like over the top with it. I don't know how I feel about this. I just have this, like, I don't know, maybe it's a stereotype, but like a lot of Asian films tend to do over the top things with 3D. They're going to do some kind of like cheesy comedy thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know. Like, I mainly think of like Korean and Thai films, I guess. I'm sure there's Japanese films that do it too, and I'm trying to think of some other films. But they try too hard to be funny, and they end up overdoing it anyways. Like for my standards at least. So we'll see how 3D works for it. But I just hope that they take their time with it. And there's this whole sequence, this motorcycle sequence. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. I keep reading about it in like different interviews. Like, oh, you know, we showed you this scene, or I saw this sequence. Like, I wish they would just show it. Like, I wish I had something to see for Tom Yum Goong 2. I want to see Tony Jaa back in action, like, so bad. Even if it was a making of, or like a different poster, something just to, you know, keep people going, I think would be great. Okay, so lastly, I'm rambling. It's so good to be back. All right, lastly, I did a review for Chinese Zodiac. Now, this movie was one that was really hard for me to review. It was just tough because you see both ends of the spectrum. You see people that review it really harshly, and you see people that just love it no matter what. So I try to give it my most honest review. I don't want to say objective because obviously my thoughts, my emotions are in there. But the most honest to me review that I could give you guys. Some of you may agree with it, some of you may not. But I just think that that's like, if I had to write a review, that's what it would be. So check it out, see what you think, give it a read, write a reply, post a comment, whatever you want to do. I always appreciate those, and I love hearing back from you guys, even though I'm really, really bad about writing back to comments and stuff. I'll try to do better about that. So anyways, that's it. That's the whole week, and I didn't have to do a single trailer this week, which is kind of weird. Anyways, hopefully you guys have had a good week. I'm going to try to get over my allergies, and next week should be better. But we will see what happens, and I'm always excited to hear from you guys. So hopefully you guys have a good week. That's all I got. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. This is KMO. This week has been finished.